This is Andrew Wicklund with Project Risk Consultants. We're on to step 4 of the risk analysis process. And the first thing we're going to look at is just how do you put a minimum, a likely, and a maximum, or a 3-point estimate on an activity duration. So the first thing I'm going to do in the default Gantt chart view, whether it's the Primavera Gantt or the Microsoft Project Gantt view, you've got minimum, likely, maximum durations. I'm going to double click on the column header and you can see that those are called risk input minimum, likely, and maximum. I'll go ahead and put in one as well for my risk input, my distribution. Move this in a little so we can see that, and I've got a triangular distribution. So I'm going to go ahead and select this minimum duration and click delete on my keyboard. I just want to go ahead and delete all my risk out right now and we'll start fresh. So there's two ways you can enter risk manually on this. The first thing you can do is I can type directly in a column. So this is a 10-day duration on characterization. You know what, that actually could go as well as 9 days. Our most likely is accurate and it could push out a few days, so put that at 13 days. So I've got a 9 to 13 day variability on that. Now when I go down to the navigation pane at the bottom, you can see that 9, 10, and 13 spread has been put in. And this distribution, triangular is going to be the default distribution. If uniform, normal, beta PERT, you can change that depending on what the case may be. We'll go over in some of the modules what these different distributions mean. However, triangular is kind of considered a fail-safe, or beta PERT. They both will give you a very similar answer. You'll notice if I click on triangular and then beta PERT, people fight oftentimes about which one is more correct and what have you. And if you look at the actual sampling shape to my right, it's pretty similar. It's not going to give you that big a difference in the answer. There are reasons to use these other curves. If you don't have a statistical reason that you're using one, we normally say people are rigging the curve. So there's thoughts out there why a trigen curve should be used. Why, there's cases, uniform curves, hey, it could be 9, it could be 13, it's equally likely. I can justify that real quickly and easily. But when you start using these other curve types, a lot of times people start to do this because they want to fudge the answer and they want to manipulate the answer in some respect. So it's very important, if you're going to use other distribution types or you're going to deviate from the norm, be transparent with it. Tell people that you've done it. So you're not hiding what's going into the system. There's a lot of bad press on Monte Carlo analysis because you can make the answer say whatever you want, and if you're hiding the inputs and you're building things in like correlations, distribution types, things that are hidden to rig the answer, people know the answer isn't correct, but they don't know why. So you lose credibility, the analysis goes down the tube, and you see it all too often, and it's a shame. So, from right here, you can type directly in this column, or I can go to this risk and uncertainty tab here, check mark this to the on position, and I can, if I want to put in 3, 4, 5, and I'll change that to a beta PERT. Just manually, you're typing in the columns. There's not too much else to it. The data does go back and forth to Excel nicely. So if I went in, put the durations in Microsoft Excel, and I did 3, 4, 5, for example, 3, 4, 5. I can hit Control C on my keyboard or go to copy. And I could paste a block of data in. Keep in mind you can only put 3-point estimates on normal activities. So summary bar will not accept it, milestone will not accept it, hammock activities will not accept it. You can type in on any of these other cells though. That's how you enter those manually.